What's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some cases, man. So these are some very high quality, durable gun cases made by a company named Underwater Kinetics. I've never heard of these guys before. They've been around for a long time. They've mainly been making cases for a lot of other things, a lot of like lab uses, a lot of military uses, things like that. And they're sort of just getting into this gun case world, and they're absolutely knocking it out of the park. So first off, let me say that these cases are 100% made in the USA, in California. They are manufactured, they are injection molded, the foam, everything is done in California. So that right out of the gate is something cool, something to be proud of, something I really dig about these cases. But listen, man, just because they're made in the USA doesn't necessarily mean they're great products. That's just one leg to stand on. However, these ones are great products. There's a lot of legs that they're standing on to reach that qualification. So let's talk about that. So right out of the gate, we have two sizes here. There are a bunch of different sizes in their family. They sent two out to kind of give me a little bit of a range of what they're offering. So on the larger case here, external dimensions, you're looking at 18.6 inches by 14.5 inches by about 7.5 inches. The base depth is 5 inches, and then weight-wise you're looking at 8.8 pounds, and it is waterproof rating at IP67. So external dimensions on this smaller guy is 14.1 inches by 10.5 inches by 6.1 inches. The base depth in this thing is 3.8 inches, and then it's weighing 4.5 pounds, and waterproof rating IP67. So these things are TSA approved gun cases. There are 4 1/4-inch padlock holes and a 4-foot braided steel cable tether included for CASB 1382 compliance. One right here, which is called their Double Tap R1. This one is more for kind of the beginner getting into shooting and that kind of a thing. It has space for one handgun, some eye pro, some ear pro, maybe some extra ammo, some magazines, that kind of a thing. And then over here we have the Double Tap 4 case. So as you can probably expect, it is designed to hold 4 handguns, a big opening for a bunch of different accessories. We've got a ton of mag storage, really nice professional setup for someone who's a little bit more established, has a bunch of things they're bringing to the range. But I love the fact that they've got smaller options, a little bit more affordable options if you don't need all this space. So for the sake of our video, we are gonna focus on this big guy, but just know that there are a bunch of different sizes and options available on their website. So first thing on the outside here, we've got a kind of your standard ABS construction. The thing is built like a tank. It's sort of, in line with what you'd expect from other high-end hard case companies. It's obviously very, very durable, dust-proof, all that stuff. And it is actually properly waterproof up to 10 meters, which we'll talk about in just a minute here. On the back, we have a full-length hinge. Sometimes you'll see those, just kind of separated into 2 sections or something like that. This one has the length of the entire case running with a steel rod in the middle of it, so that, obviously bigger, longer, more rigid, more durable. We have a handle here that actually folds down out of the way. You can imagine when you get this many accessories in a case, it does get a little bit heavy, so having a super sturdy, super solid handle is a must. And then they go the extra mile here, and it does lock into place. So when you're throwing it in the car, in the truck, or something like that, you don't have to worry about this handle bouncing around, potentially running into something, snapping off, anything like that. It just locks down out of the way. Now, there are a couple magic things about this case, and one of the biggest things they're touting is these latches right here. So if you're familiar with hard cases, a lot of times they'll have like a little circular pressure valve. They've actually innovated on that and done away with that entirely. All of that pressurizing is now done inside these latches right here and here, and that is the secret to what keeps this actually fully watertight. It is a patented pressure valve design, and it's really the only one out there that remains truly watertight underwater. The articulating latches also make opening and closing it way easier than the rigid style of latch. So you can imagine there's actually a lot of pressure holding this case watertight. These little latches right here that articulate, that makes opening and closing them way easier. So if I can just get my finger under there and then pop that open, as opposed to all of that pressure being held in a rigid latch right there and not having any leverage. This allows you to get some leverage under there, and it pops open super, super easy. Then on the inside, the next step of that magic latch is in here, this blue silicone O-ring. So this blue O-ring in here is actually their design. This is their unique identifier, how you can know that it's theirs. A lot of the other ones out there are orange. And I guess what they were telling me is the biggest difference between this blue one right here is that it won't lose its shape, like it won't conform. So, you know, obviously it's got like a fence here that it's tying down to. As you lock that in place, that O-ring is kind of, you know, collapsing over that fence to seal out water and air and whatever it is. Apparently some of the other stuff that's out there, you know, other cases, they'll use like an orange one, and what happens with that orange one is it'll start to conform to the shape of this fence. So over time, it becomes less and less efficient at sealing out water and air. The big thing with this blue guy is that it will always keep its own shape, so that it's always keeping that seal super, super efficient. Okay, then on the interior here, we've got sort of your egg crate normal foam up top. Underneath, we've got 3 layers of foam. The bottom 2 layers are similar to this style of foam, and then the top layer is a very, very dense, kind of more rigid foam. And the idea behind that apparently is that top one is it's just meant to hold shape. Like if the entire case, like you'll see on a lot of more inexpensive foam cases, when it's all just this kind of normal foam, it's not rigid. Like you put your gun in there and it's not gonna stop it from swaying, especially if it's loaded and it's heavy. So they put that top layer of foam to be able to hold its shape, hold a gun where it's meant to be. And then those bottom 2, the softer layers of foam are just meant for like impact resistance. So those things are meant to absorb things and you know, like cushion it while the top actually holds it in place. So I thought that was cool. It's all laser cut in here, so it's very, very clean looking. And as far as the layout of this case itself, you can see we've got, so each of these openings for the pistols will certainly be able to carry pretty much any size handgun that you have. You know, I've got a full size, this is a 5¼ inch slide on an M&P Pro, and this thing, you know, has an optic and everything, and it fits just fine. What I will say is you do have to take out, like if I have this extended mag on there, that's too tall, but that's not a big deal because we have 16 spots for extra magazines. So, you know, if you've got 4 pistols, they've each got a mag in them, you've got an additional 4 each. So you can have 5 mags per pistol over here. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Even if you're like running USPSA or something like that, like this thing's fully got you covered. In fact, I might prefer to see a little more open storage than just all pure mag storage. I don't know that I need 5 mags per gun in here. And I should say that these mag openings are deep enough for something like this 22 round extended Terran Tactical mag fits in there just fine. And then you have sort of this big open area to store whatever you want. I've got a little micro gun cleaning kit. I've got some Axle Ear Pro. I've got you know, a little mag loader here. And I've even got my SIG in a crossbreed holster. You can have a ton of boxes of ammo in there. There really is quite a bit of space in that little opening. But for the most part, aside from ammo, this will definitely get me through a serious day at the range. So there you have it. There's a quick look at these dope gun cases made by Underwater Kinetics. The fact that they've got, you know, different sizes is cool. Like whenever I think of like, you know, a small little handheld hard case, I think of this size. So seeing something that's a little bit larger, seeing something that's made specifically for shooters with all those accessories and mines and things like that is really dope. They also have one that's just like pistols all the way across. I think it holds 8 pistols. There's a whole family of different sizes of these. So whatever fits you, they've got you covered. So price-wise for this smaller guy, you're starting at $125 up to about $200 for this one. And to me, that price is right about on par with everything else out there on this standard. So yeah, I think it's great. I think I'm certainly going to be utilizing this case a lot more at the range. I've been telling Kyle that I need a new setup for the range that's just more organized, that just, I don't need, what I have right now is just almost like a big duffel bag with just so much crap thrown in there that I don't use. So I want something that's a little bit more organized like this. The fact that this thing can stand up to the elements, stand up to anything is a big deal as well. You know, I'm out at the range, at an outdoor range, filming videos for hours and hours, and sometimes it rains on us. Sometimes, you know, a dust storm kicks up. So knowing that I can lock everything in here and feel totally, totally secure about it is a really good feeling. And once again, the fact that it's made in the US, we come back to, I think is a big deal. I get so many products sent here from overseas that it feels good to support American-made from the ground up cases. So if you are interested in picking one of these up, there is a link down in the video description below. Check these guys out. Go show them some love. They've been good to me. And you know, this channel is no longer monetized. So the way that I'm keeping this channel afloat is working with brands. And then when you guys go and support those brands, they see that you're coming from Greenlight. That means that I'm doing my job and they want to continue working with me. So that's how I am keeping this channel going. So if you're interested, go show them some love, man. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you were down for the ride, and I'll catch you next time on Greenlight Shooting. Peace out.